Hello, my name is Daniel Thacker and I'm a digital archivist at South Texas Archives of Texas A&M Kingsville. We're located on the third floor of the Jernigan Library. We're open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 and we're open to the public. This video is a brief history on the Edward Newland Jones Auditorium at Texas A&M Kingsville. On September 1st, 1941, and one of the last official acts of Governor Wilbert Leo Daniel was affixing his signature to the General Education Appropriation Bill that gave funds for a new auditorium that would be named after Edward Newland Jones, our university's fourth president. The university chose architectural firm Phelps, DeWeese, and Simmons of San Antonio. The Jones Auditorium and Richardson Auditorium of Del Mar Community College would be identical in theory. The difference being Jones was built during World War II, and a shortage of steel led to the reason that no balcony was finished. This is the reason why there are stairways leading to nowhere. Richardson, on the other hand, was built in 1952, and the shortage of steel wasn't an issue. Therefore, the seating capacity of Jones was never met. It was expected to seat over 2,000, but seated approximately 1,450 in 1942. Some hypothesize that the absence of the balcony is the reason the acoustics of Jones is not quite right, and the acoustics in Richardson's auditorium is much better. During homecoming festivities, Dr. Homer P. Rainey, president of the University of Texas, dedicated the new auditorium, the Edward Newland Jones Auditorium, on December 12, 1942, at 9:30 a.m. During the ceremony, the cornerstone was in place by masons, which contained a Bible, vials of corn, wine, water, a history of the auditorium, a program of the homecoming ceremony, and copies of several area newspapers. In 1963, Lyndon B. Johnson was campaigning against JFK for the Democratic nomination. He visited Jones Auditorium to speak. In a personal interview by Eric Grant with Representative Ben Glusing, Glusing recalls his conversation with LBJ after his speech. Glusing said, "It was a hot summer afternoon and there was no air conditioning in Jones Auditorium. All of us were dressed in suits, and I remember feeling the beads of sweat trickle down my back as I sat and listened to Mr. Johnson speak. I could see that his face was covered in sweat. As he walked off the stage, he said to me, 'Don't ever invite me back here until you get an air conditioner.'" In the next legislative session, Representative Glusing got the appropriations for an air conditioner in Jones Auditorium. When James O. Lofton, the third president of Texas A&I, put in his resignation, the search for his replacement was on in 1941, and Edward Jones was selected. The search was headed by the president of the board of directors, Frank C. Smith, the very man for whom the Fine Arts Center is named after, and comprises of the Speech Building, Bellama Music Building, Bailey Art Building, and Jones Auditorium. Dr. Jones has a long list of accomplishments, being dean of Baylor University, expanding the university with 3 new dormitories, the Student Union Building, the Library and Administration Building, and navigating the university through World War II and the post-war boom. But another aspect of Dr. Jones was his active stance against discrimination and unfair treatment of Mexican-American students at Texas A&I. With the help of an investigation led by Charles Flato III, Jones took immediate action against housing discrimination on campus. At the board's direction, Jones wrote to the executive secretary of LULAC on August 28, 1942. There were 2 pieces of information that he wished to convey. First, the board of directors did not vote to continue Mrs. Offendall's in the office of the Dean of Women for the coming session. In the second place, the board voted to remove the problem which has existed in connection with securing of rooms in the dormitories by Latin American students. Board action provided that Latin American students are to be admitted to dormitories, subject only to regular waiting list procedure. During his years as president from 1942 to 1948, Dr. Jones was an active participant in inter-American activities, directing workshops in inter-American education at Texas A&I, and holding the first Inter-American Relations Conference in Kingsville, and many more around the state. His accomplishments on academic and social fronts go on, and we'll hopefully have a video essay dedicated to him specifically in the future. And of course, this little documentary would not be complete if we didn't talk about the reported hauntings in Jones Auditorium. If you ask around the campus if Jones Auditorium is haunted, it won't take long to find a personal story or a story from a secondhand source. There are numerous strange experiences reported from faculty, staff, and students over the years. The legend starts with a construction worker who fell into a pool of cement where the stage is now located. The workers were unable to rescue him and he was buried alive. It is believed by some that this worker's name was Charlie. Highly unlikely that somebody was buried alive. I found no corroborating evidence to confirm this, but one of the ghost stories goes like this. One of the most disturbing events was at night, very late after rehearsal. We stayed in the theater to work on the sets. Even though we knew no one was in the light booth, stage lights occasionally had gone on and off. Because it wasn't an uncommon occurrence, you became used to it and ignored it. This particular night, there was a new student in our group who was a huge skeptic. He kept saying that the lights going on and off were just bad wiring. We told him how electricians had been out to examine and inspect everything, but he thought we were making it all up. He told us, "You people are ridiculous. There's no such thing as ghosts." The light booth at the same time had a sliding glass window. When you worked during rehearsals, you left it open so you could talk back and forth with the director, etc. During shows, you kept it closed. After the guy told us there was no such thing as ghosts, the sliding glass window started sliding open and closed really hard, really violently. At the same time, the sound system kicked in and music came on at full levels. Then the house lights went completely out and random stage lights went on and off. This whole time, the sliding glass window is still opening and closing and the music is blaring. Then everything stopped all at once. It was completely quiet and completely dark, except we could hear footsteps on the catwalk coming from the back of the house toward the stage where we were. That's when we got the hell out of there. That guy never made another crack about ghosts not existing, and when he was asked to run the lights for a show by one of the former theater professors, Dr. Deacon, he said no, he wouldn't do it. Dr. Deacon told him that he had to because he needed the credit for the production. The guy quit the theater program, and at the end of the school year, he switched schools. Thank you for watching this brief history on Jones Auditorium. If you have any suggestions for videos, please leave a comment in the comments section. Thank you.